I was able to catch up with Hayden Wesneski, the newest pitcher of the Houston Astros. We talked about him being traded from the Cubs, coming back home, and what he expects going into 2025.
This is Walker Yannick. You're listening to Locked On Astros podcast.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Heisman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chansey.
Thank you for joining us. Locked On Astros, we follow this team. We've talked to many players, and so first of all, welcome to Houston.
I mean, it's glad to be back. I've lived here for a while, so I don't go too far, but yeah, during the season, I take a little distance off.
So tell me, what was it like when you got the call that you were a part of the trade? Were you excited because, hey, this is my hometown team? What goes through your head when you're traded? Obviously, a little easier going back home. But tell me, what was that, for you and your family?
Oh, it's incredible. We are really excited about it. My dad hasn't stopped smiling. During the season, you don't understand. I don't see my parents very often, and so when you're in Houston, I'm kind of forced to, So I'm very excited about it. And when you get traded, there's a lot of things that go on where you have to make some calls, you get calls, and it's a lot going on. So at first, it's very overwhelming. Of course, you're excited, but things have settled down now, and I'm really excited to move forward.
So at what point in the trade process were you aware that you were a part of a package? Because it seemed like the Astros, they had all these different packages on the table. They were trying to work in there were different players named, and then is it on the radar? They say, hey, we have you in this package. When do they let you, or they're like, once they close the deal, they're like, by the way, you're included?
So the way I was hearing things beforehand. So
okay.
I didn't hear things from the Cubs. It was not from the Cubs. It was from just some people outside of that, like in baseball. I didn't hear anything from the Astros or Cubs, but like the day before. And so they don't tell you until you get traded. So things can fall through. Things don't happen. It's one of those things where you don't know until it happens. And so I was hearing a bunch of stuff, and I didn't look. I was looking through some stuff, and I couldn't find anything. But rumors were happened to be true.
There you go. You, two other players within the organization. It's like Brady's coming in. It's like you guys will both be there with the big league team. Cam Smith will be, he's in the wings. He's a top prospect. But new ball club, does your routine change? Do you keep it the same? Do you do the same Hayden Wesneski that you were with the Cubs, or do you have to take what you have, what the Astros offer you, and kind of meld that?
No, there is a relationship that we have to form together, right? They traded for me to get me, so I'm going to try to stay myself, right? And I've already been traded once. I know how this kind of works. If you put a little too much pressure on trying to be something you're not, then it's not helpful either. So you got to remember that the Astros traded for Hayden to get Hayden, not somebody else. But I'm not scared, and I really do want to learn from the Astros, and I know they've done a really good job with pitchers. And so there's going to be a relationship that forms, and there's going to be different things. But I would say that overall, it's not going to be much different than I'm not going to try to be something I'm not.
No, Hayden, getting into the season, there's a lot of Astros fans out there. They're like, how are we going to utilize him? And I believe from what Dana Brown has said and everything that they want you in the rotation. And you've done rotation, you've done relief stuff. Are those things that you're thinking about now, or is that like that's putting the cart before the horse, and you're just wanting to get the big league camp? What is the goal, if you can share that with us, that the Astros said when they came to you and you came on board?
Yeah, no, I've heard starting, but with the Cubs, I have a feeling that I don't know. I really don't know. I'm coming in as a starter,
okay.
And so I don't know what the Astros are looking for. It doesn't really matter. I think if I just pitch and we'll go from there. I would like to start. Again, I've try to be versatile, and that's kind of I know that's kind of been my role, and I know myself, right? So it's kind of one of those things where. I mean, if you're in the big league,
you've got Victor Caratini, you've got Cesar Salazar, who the guys rave about. I mean, he came up last year. We've got a really good catching core. How exciting is that for you as a pitcher coming in, know that you got guys that have commanded a really good rotation for the last few years?
I'm excited about it. There's always growing pains though when it comes to stuff like that. And I don't mean it as a bad thing. It's just it is what it is, right? It doesn't matter who you are. I'm excited about it. And there's just some guys that you're just going to mesh with, and some guys you're not. And I'm going to make it work regardless. And we're going to have to force it. No, I'm excited about it. I like the catching group, hometown fan, right? So I'm excited to work with them, and they are a really good, talented group of catchers.
A couple questions about the pitchers. You know, Framber Valdez, who was probably just one of the best, just big body. You know, eat up a ton of innings. Hunter Brown, you got your young guys. They've got a really good mix of really good veterans, young guys. Do you see yourself coming in as a veteran? And you know, or are you, you know, you're just trying to get the lay of the land? And what is it going to be like to pitch with someone like a Framber Valdez?
So technically, I am a veteran, but I don't feel like I'm in that middle group of like rookie, but I'm not a veteran. Like,
Right.
There's those guys, but no, I'm excited to learn from guys. I'm telling you right now, that's one of my favorite things about moving teams and like guys coming in from spring training, new guys coming in spring training, we signing new guys. Like it's a really cool to get new perspectives on pitching, the way people get outs. And Framber is a big one, right? And he's a horse, dude. He's built to last. And so I'm really excited to not only see that part of it, right? Like see him work every day and figure out how to get outs, but also how to pitch and how, hey, this is how I skin a cat, right? And you can do it this way, but I know that you can do it this way. It's just like you can learn how to get outs in a different way, and just the way perspectives, like the way you can attack guys and they still work out in favor. It's really cool to see. With the Cubs, we had a lot of guys that were in different ages, and so I'm hoping that I can use that like the same way, right? It's where the young guys, they come in, they have a whole new thing. They're like, the veteran guys, you know what they kind of are going to do, and so I'm very excited to not just Framber, but pretty much all of them to see what they have, like what the way they think about things, the way they look at hitters, and
I mean, could you even go from Ronell getting his first start last year throwing the no-hitter? You've got the back end guys. You've got Press. You've got Abreu. You've got Hader. You know, you've got middle guys, Sean Dubin. I mean, I think that this pitching staff has just somehow, they have not had to go to a total reload. They've been able to like get the guys, and then you've got stalwart veterans like Lance McCullers Jr., who's still around, and he's coming up mid-season, and Javier and all these guys. So it seems like there's a lot of cool potential, for this staff, because we know in the game there's a lot more injuries. So it's good to have extra guys to pull from. So last thing, growing up, who was your favorite like Houston Astro? Like who was the guy you wore the jersey you imitated on the mound?
So like the guys hit, like obviously Bagwell's like the guy you imitate, right? Like that was the hitting, that was easy. But
did you get the wide stance like him?
I didn't go wide, but I did a bat, right? But Roy Oswalt is my guy.
Okay.
I really liked Roy Oswalt. I don't know what it was. I liked the way he pitched. It was very cool to watch, right?
He was a bulldog on the mound.
Yes, he would. Oh yeah, he pitched bigger than he was. He ate apart with what he had, right? So it was. He threw everything, anything and everything, and he just seemed like a class act of how you should be as a pitcher. So I watched him a lot. And the Wizard was one.
So we actually have had him on the show.
Really? That's really cool.
And I got to share a story with him in 2005 when they went to the World Series, the first World Series. He was taking BP, and I was out in the Crawford boxes as a fan, and I caught one of his 8 home runs he hit in the Crawford boxes.
Oh, that's so funny.
So we had lost. That was the famous Pujols game.
Oh,
we lost that, and everybody was depressed, and I held this pulled the baseball out of my glove. I was like, this is an omen. Roy Oswalt's going to pitch us in the World Series. And I said, Roy, you did. So I still got that ball on my shelf.
That's sick. That's cool.
So, and then we got to ask you about Altuve, because Jose Altuve is the hometown favorite. What is it like joining a ball club with a guy that is this revered and this respected?
Man, it's just really cool. Especially, I know there's a lot of people that appreciate him, and that he does get a lot of hate for, in my opinion, no reason.
Right.
I understand he was part of a team that won, and people get upset when they lose, right? So,
right.
But he's a class act. He knows how to handle his business. He's done everything, and in Houston, he's a hero.
Have you gotten to speak with him yet?
I've talked to him a little bit, not a whole lot. I've seen him, like we've talked in person. I just say hi, like nothing crazy. I don't want to step on any toes, and let him do his work, and because I think he gets enough of that. And once we get during season, I think we spend more time together, we can start having conversations and stuff. But I get it. I'll let him do his business, and there's enough people that want to talk to him. But I'm very very happy to be playing with him. And dude, yeah, he really is. He's Houston. Like it is what it is, and I'm so glad that someone like that even I get to play with, because I know that he gives you everything he has, and that's all you can ask for, really.
Exactly. Well, Hayden, we're super pumped. There's a lot of our followers, a lot of our subscribers are excited for you to be here. We are thankful for you just letting us invade your space a little bit. But good luck as you head to West Palm in the next couple weeks, and we'll be rooting for you. Know that you always got Locked On Astros in your back pocket. If you ever need anything, let us know. Thank you. Yeah, man. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
So hey guys, I'm H-Town Wheelhouse. This is Hayden Wesneski. This pitcher for the Houston Astros. Y'all make sure that y'all check him out if he's at the ball field. You see him around, give him a high five and tell him go Stros. I'm H-Town Wheelhouse, and we're out. We're always positive, always Stros.